Hey guys, how you doing? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report with your free MLB Baseball preview and prediction for a Saturday. It is April 8th. Hope you're having yourself a good start to your Super Saturday. As always, don't forget, subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner, or hit the subscribe button below this video if you're using a mobile device. Today's podcast is brought to you by your good friends right here at bullpenpicks.com. Come and make your selections each and every day. This is where I track my picks and I make my selections using the bullpenpicks.com software. In fact, when I go to my account, you can see from the confidence level, because once you do your picks, you got to select your confidence level in your selection, and you can see from my confidence level of 55 to 62%, I'm hitting 66%, and 63% on confidence level of 63 to 72. So if you ever want to see my picks and the confidence level of my selections, 55 to 72, you can see I'm hitting about 64%, 65 on the season. All right, let's take a look at Major League Baseball. Now we've got it underway, and most of the team has played about 6-7 games. Some team has played 8. And I thought I would bring in the market value index chart right here and see which teams are bullish, neutral, and teams that are bearish. And we're getting to that point that are, like, for example, yesterday, are the Pittsburgh Pirates for real, right? When you look at the Pirates, say, okay, you know what? Off to a great start, 5-2 in the year. Is this team for real? So let's take a look at some of the teams. Are they for real right now? And keep in mind, we talked about this yesterday, the strength of schedule, right? Like Tampa Bay, sure, they're having a great run at 7-0, but their strength of schedule is like 30% of the opponents they face. Okay, so Tampa Bay, they are bullish. Milwaukee, the Brew Crew, looking really good early out of the gate. Atlanta, they hasn't missed a beat. Pittsburgh, is Pittsburgh for real? So give us your comments on this one if you think Pittsburgh for real. Minnesota, the Twinkies, 5-2 to start the year. And the Guardians. I had them winning the AL Central, so I think they're for real. Teams that are neutral right now, so those 500 teams that are 3-4, 4-3. You got the Halos. You got Toronto, Baltimore, Texas. Actually, that's the Dodgers. The Halos are here. Yankees, San Diego, New York. So these are teams that you're middle of the pack type teams for now. And then your C-type teams, right? San Francisco. I don't think San Francisco will be a C-type team for long. Boston, yeah, I think Boston's going to be they're not like the Bruins. They're more like the Red Sox right now. Seattle a little bit slow out of the gate, 3-5. Miami could be a long season. Chicago, that middle relief is horrible. That you get through the starting rotation in Chicago, then boy, it's it could be a long summer there in the Southsiders. Houston 3-5, yeah, they'll turn that around. Colorado 3-5 start the year. When I think of the Rockies, it's like you're at Coors. Is that really a fair playing field for anybody when you get there with all the altitude and the way those balls swing right out? When you look at the line on the total of all these games, 7, 8, then you get to Coors Field 11, 12. It's like, okay, one of these things ain't like the other. All right, Oakland, 2-5. St. Louis, a little surprised. They had a couple of good games maybe one good game against the Blue Jays, where I thought they split. But they haven't looked really good since. Detroit, nope. Philadelphia, now they're at home. We'll see what they can do. Kansas City and Washington. So I just wanted to bring up that chart here today and give you an idea of the market value index, the cycles these teams are in. But it's the Bucks. That's the interesting team to me right now, right out of the gate. All right, looking at yesterday. For the favorites and underdogs, each and every day we go through the SBI, the Sports Betting Index. And again, if you're new to the Raymond Report, I look at baseball or sports betting like the stock market. You got to go through cycles, short-term and long-term cycles. And right now in the short-term cycle, yesterday, the underdogs finally won a day, 8-6, 6-5-3 to the over-under. On the 3-day average, favorites winning 67% compared to only 57 on the year, so 10% difference. And we will see what happens there. And if you recall yesterday, I talked about a lot of games going over. Don't be surprised. We see a little bit of a pullback, and sure enough, the unders 6-5-3 to the over, but it wasn't as high as the last couple of days, right? 55 and 45%. Still the over, still going over the total, but you can see, but it's still early, right? We're still early in the season. All right, let's kick it off. Let's go to Target Field, where the Twins are going to face the Houston Astros. Astros going to send Brian Garcia against Ryan Borucki, former Toronto Blue Jay player, and I believe Borucki used to be like in the bullpen. So now they're giving them the pill today, as they say. Getting the starting assignment on the bump. And today, Minnesota 115 favorite, 7.5 is the total, and 4.07 to 3.9. The over/under landing on 8.01, and we're going to give Minnesota a 51% chance of winning against the Stros, your defending World Series champions. Philadelphia Phillies taking on the Cincinnati Reds. Now the Reds 3-3 on the season. The only team that's only played 6 games so far on the season. The Phillies coming off that 5-2 wins over the Reds yesterday. They're going to send Bailey Falter to the hill today against Nick Lodolo. I believe Nick's a lefty too, so you got to keep an eye on those. Yesterday I wrote in the I don't know if you guys read my my 2020 vision. I like to look and see the southpaws going that day. Yesterday, there was only one game with a lefty versus lefty. It was the Dodgers and the D-backs. Yeah, D-backs won too. Philadelphia, back to this one. You can see Lodolo. That's why it threw me off, the lefty. I believe he's a lefty. And up against, let me see here, Falter. Hey, I'll get this right. Minus 140 is the line, 7.5 is the total. And we're going to go with the Phillies in this one. 4.3 to 3.6, the over-under at 7.98. And looking at the chances of winning this game, the Cow is at 57% compared to 41 for the Reds. The Reds on a 2-game lose streak. The Kogo is at 48%. Kogo stands for chance of game going over the total. Kansas City Royals taking on the San Francisco Giants. Now the Giants a 140 favorite. 8.5 is the total. You got Brady Singer up against Sean Manaea of the San Francisco Giants, a former Oakland Athletic pitcher. 54.3% chance of winning here for the Giants. 42.6 for the Royals. Royals 2-6 out of the gate. While San Francisco started on the East Coast. You know, it's always tough, right? You play your couple of games on the East Coast, and then you got to travel to the West Coast for that one game. And I did last year I did a 30 on 30. I don't know if you guys recall the 30 on 30 I did. 30 betting tips in 30 days. And one of them was the body clock. And the body clock was more for when a team goes like from East Coast to West Coast, and it wasn't like the next game. It's like the 2-3 other games after that, because once you get back, that it's only been 24 hours. It takes time for your body to get back into the rhythm of the time zone you're in, right? But I thought that was an interesting note yesterday when I was looking at that game. It said San Fran, they played in the East Coast, now they came back to the West Coast, and they lose to the Kansas City Royals. So maybe that has something to do with it, right? Things that make you go, All right, so we do like the Giants in this one, 4.6 to 4.2, the over-under at 8.92. Texas Rangers taking on the Cubbies. What a game that was yesterday at Wrigley. There's something about Wrigley Field on a Friday afternoon, 2 o'clock game. Beautiful day yesterday. I think it was plus 8 Canadian, right? So I'm going with the Celsius. I think it was 46 or something Fahrenheit. But yeah, beautiful day yesterday at Wrigley. And looking at today's starting pitcher, Justin Steele, Martin Perez for the Texas Rangers. And minus 115 is the line, 7.5 is the total. So again, check out that wind. Hey, when I see 7.5 at Wrigley, that tells me the wind's probably blowing in off the lake there. 4.1 to 3.8, the over/under at 7.94. So we do like this total to go over the total. Cubbies on a 2-game win streak. I talked about the Pirates having a good year. Chicago, I not really expecting a lot of things from the Cubbies this year, but I'm going to keep an eye on these guys. These guys, 2-game win streak. They beat me yesterday. I had Texas plus 1.5 yesterday. That was one of my plays. But yeah, hats off to, anytime you lose a bet, you got to tip your hat, right? Say, all right, you got me. You got me there. Cubs 115, 53.9% chance of winning, 42.7 for the Texas Rangers. It's going to be an interesting game here today. We'll see if they can tie it up the series. All right, Boston Red Sox 3-4 in a year, not the start they wanted. 2-5 for the Tigers, same thing. Joey Wentz going up against Tanner Huck of the Boston Red Sox. We're going to go with the Bull Sox in this one today. 4.3 to 3.6, the over/under at 7 point Gretzky. Okay, it's a little 7.99 right there. 51.5% chance of winning, 43.3 for the Tigers, and your over/under again like 7.99. And looking at other of the stats here, Detroit on a 2-game lose streak. Last 4 games for the Tigers have gone over the total. This one took a little while to get going yesterday, but the Mets finally opened up the bats later in the middle of that game, and they finally won. 9-3 was the final today. Kodai Senga going up against Trevor Rogers of the Miami Marlins. The Marlins coming to this one as a road underdog. Minus 165 is the financials here on the Mets. 7.5 is the total, and there's that 7.5 again, right? Then you get to Coors Field. Oh, there's that 11. I don't know. I just threw myself off seeing all these totals. But minus 165, 7.5, and we're going to lean with the Mets in this one. 4.4 to 3.7, the over/under at 8.24. A 57% chance of winning here for New York. Last 4 games for the Metropolitans have gone over the total. And let me see, 4-4 on the season. 5-2-1 to the over. Oakland Athletics taking on the Tampa Bay Rays. Let's take it. As soon as I say the Rays, my eyes go right to the strength of schedule. 28.5% for the Rays. One of my, anybody who's followed the Raymond Report the last couple of years, all those Tampa Bay teams, I don't know what it is. I don't know if there's money in that city or what. Hey, money wins championships. Let's be honest. But the Tampa Bay, the Lightning, the Rays, the Bucks, man, something's going on in Tampa Bay because they got a lot of winners down there right now. Minus 295 is the line. That's the price you got to start the campaign. And 4-2-1 to the over, but that strength of schedule, 28.5. Come on, play somebody for Christ's sakes. Hey, play somebody for Jesus. All right, let me see. 4.8 to 3.03. The over-under at 7.85. Last 4 games for the A's have gone over the total, and we'll see what happens today at Tropicana. Games at Tropicana. For some reason, I thought it was in Oakland. Seattle taking on the Guardians. Yeah, the Guardians got their parade rained on yesterday by the Mariners. Marco Gonzalez up against Cal Quantrill of the Guardians. And today, minus 140 is the line. 8.5 is the total. We're going to lean with the Guards in this one. 4.6 to 4.2. The over-under at 8.92. So we do like it to go over the total. A 54% chance of winning. And Cleveland's last 5 games have gone over the total. And if you look at Cleveland last year, they had one of the best pitching staff. Low ERA, but 5 overs. I got to go check out that staff. Pitching ERA right now. 28. Hey, here's Tampa Bay again. 28.5 in the strength of schedule. Oh, no, it's Cleveland. Okay. Hey, gotta pick on those Rays, for being 7-0 against beating the beatables. Chicago White Sox taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates. Yeah, the Bucks. Man, they're the team of the hour right now. You got to tip off your hat to the Pittsburgh Pirates. And looking at the line, minus 130 today for the White Sox. 8.5 is the total. We're going to lean with Chicago with Mike Clevenger, former Guardian right there, going up against Vince Velasquez. Man, this guy's been in the league for like 20 years right now. Didn't he used to pitch for the Expos back in the day? Hey, wasn't there a Velasquez in the Expos? Man, it's just, you look at these things, you see a pitcher, it's like, crap, he's still pitching? But that's the beauty about, baseball. You can be like 65 years old still pitching, right? Minus 130 is the line. 4.5 to 3.8. The over-under landing on 8.41. We're going to give the White Sox here a 49.4% chance of winning. Last 7 games have gone over for the White Sox. I'm telling you, that relief pitching staff for Chicago, they're gonna have to do something about that early because they're getting tagged pretty much in the middle of each game. They're the only team I think that you look at their scores, double digits all the time, right? It seems like it, anyways. Bucks on a 4-game win streak. New York Yankees taking on the Orioles. The Baltimore winning that game yesterday against the Bronx Bombers 7-6. Today you're gonna have Johnny Brito. Hey, remember in the I know I'm getting off topic here today, but Brito's remind me of the used to be a wrestler in Quebec. Gino Brito. Remember Gino Brito? Johnny Brito up against Cole Irvin today for the Baltimore Orioles. Minus 134 is the line. 8.5 is the total. 4.7 to 4.3 the over-under, landing on 9.02. St. Louis taking on the Brew Crew, and the Brew Crew wearing those retro. No, I wouldn't say retro, but they look like digital uniforms, right? The Brew Crew, and then you got that MKE, I think, on their hat. But yeah, just get back to your uniforms, will you? Minus 142 is the line. 8.5 is the total. We're going to lean with St. Louis here. Take the Pepto-Bismol because you might need it. St. Louis, a little disappointing right now. 2-5 to start the campaign. 4-game losing streak. And the Brew Crew, yeah, they're hot. 6-game winning streak. Eric Lauer up against Jordan Montgomery today of the Cards. San Diego taking on the Atlanta Braves. Man, what a great series the first 2 games have been in this one, right? Minus 160 is the line. 8.5 is the total. Today, Atlanta going to send the old veteran, Charlie Morton. Love Charlie Morton. Up against Michael Wacha of the San Diego Padres. He used to play with Boston last year. Now he's with San Diego. Hey, wanted to go get some good weather in San Diego. Minus 160, 8.5. And we're going to lean with the Braves. 4.7 to 4.1. The over-under at 8.94. 57.8% chance of winning for the Chop Shop. And 39.4 for the Padres. 4-4 for San Diego. 6-2 in the season for Atlanta. And the Kogo in this one today is at 34%. LA taking on the Arizona Diamondbacks. The game that had 2 lefties going yesterday. Today, another veteran, Noah Syndergaard, going up against Zach Davies of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Arizona is one of those teams I put on my checklist at the beginning of the year. I said, you know what? If you watch my review, I said, I like this starting. You got sacked the 10-gallon hat. You got Bumgarner. You got Zach Davies. Like, you got some pitchers here on this staff, so keep an eye out on Arizona. I think they could be a gem of an underdog spot this year. And we're going to go, having said that, we're going to go with the Dodgers on the computer pick. Always remember, these are analytical computer picks of the Raymond Report. Sometimes I disagree with the forecast. Like, these aren't, forecasts I make, at the top of the morning, just putting in scores. These are all the analytics. So sometimes when I'm handicapping, and again, they're indicators, right? If you follow the Raymond Report, that's an indicator. This is an indicator. The strength of schedule. These are all indicators, and sometimes I just disagree with the computer pick, but that's why we do the show, right? 5.06, 4.42, the over-under at 9.48. 50.8% chance of winning for the Dodgers compared to 44.01. And if you follow the show and if I like the underdog, the cow has to be at 40% or higher, and which it is today with Zach Davies. And but you know, it's tough. You're going up against those Dodger Blues, who are always a good baseball team. And then Washington, Colorado, there's that 11 total right there, of course. -140 is the line, 5.4 to 4.87, the over-under at 10.34. 54% chance of winning here for the Rockies, 39.9. Trevor Williams going up against Austin Gomber of the Rockies. And your last game of the evening will be out in the West Coast between the Halos and the Blue Jays. Blue Jays got a nice, they were down 3-1 most of that game, and then Bichette just cranked a 3-run shot in the bottom of the top of the seventh to give us a 4-3 win. The only win I really had yesterday by premium picks, and I guess I owe him a Coke or something here. But 4.7 to 4.1, the over-under at 8.85. And looking at the starting pitchers today, Jose Barrios, yeah, if you... Again, this is the Pepto-Bismol time. I should get them to advertise here. Pepto-Bismol, because some of these pitchers, you're going to need some Pepto if you're going to bet on them, right? Jose Barrios on the road. He's pretty good at home, but when he's on the road, you just got to really, you got to pass. Ian Anderson going here for the Halos. And Toronto, though, having said that, they're on a 4-game win streak, while the Halos right now 4-3 on the season. My value index had them at 115, so you're getting fair market value. You're getting a really good baseball team in the Blue Jays that's hot, but it's just Barrios doesn't have a lot of history being successful on the road so far in the last couple of years. All right, your 8% club stats, you know you love them, and as I always say, trends are your friends; they don't pay the rent. The Braves 11-1 as a home team, coming off a loss over a National West Division opponent the last 3 years, so coming off the Padres. So Braves might look like a nice play here today. The under 9-1 for the Phillies, a home team coming off a push the last 3 years. Yeah, we had 3 pushes yesterday. The Rays 12-2, strength of schedule. Come on, Rays, play somebody. Home team coming off a 4-run win the last 2 years, 85.7. And when they scored 9 runs in the last game, they're playing at home, 11-2 for 84%. The Rockies 16-3 as a home to the under. As a home team coming off a loss in Game 2 of a series, right? So when they're coming off a loss in Game 2 of a series, last 2 years, 16-3 to the under. The over 10-2 for the Giants as a home team coming off a 2-run loss. The Rays again, White Sox 9-2 as a home team coming off a 9 runs for in the last game. The White Sox, when the away team coming off a game with the 9 runs for in the last game. The White Sox, did they score 9 runs the last game? I'll have to go check. The under 8-2 for the Athletics as an away team coming off 4 overs. They did, but they lost 13-9 or something like that. The under 8-2 to the Athletics coming off an away 4 overs. Sorry, the under is 8-2 for the Athletics when they're an away team coming off 4 overs the last 5 years for 80%. And last one here, the over 8-2 for the Padres as an away team coming off a push. Again, 3 pushes yesterday, so that's why we got a few of those stats. All right, folks. Ross the Boss Benjamin, my buddy Ross, went 2-0 with his best bets yesterday. You can get Ross's pick in the premium section. Go to picks, go to Ross Benjamin right here, or Ron Raymond, and you can get my selections as well. And you can get them each and every day right here at atsstats.com. So hope you enjoyed the weekend edition of the Major League Baseball. Normally I don't do videos on weekend, but I don't know. I'm just fired up with the start of Major League Baseball, and I figure, you know what, let's do a video today, and hopefully we can entertain the audience and give them some good information, give them some pearls, right? As my good friend Greg Dempson used to say, you could be a Nobel Peace Prize winner, but if you don't give them the pearls, they could care less about your Nobel Peace Prize. All right, there you have it. That is the Raymond Report today for a Super Saturday. It is April 8th. Have yourself a great day at the ballpark, and I'll see you back here maybe Monday. We'll see. Maybe Sunday. We'll see. Take care. Ciao.